Hello, this is your Mining Disrupt News Surge for Monday, June 9th, 2025. I'm going to start things out right by reminding you need to get your tickets to the Mining Disrupt Expo 2025 in Dallas, Texas, happening November 11th through the 13th. Again, in Dallas, Texas. That's right. I'm reiterating that because usually it's been in the Miami or just this past few months over in Fort Lauderdale, just up from Miami. But this time we're moving about 1,500 miles west to the great state of Texas, the home of Bitcoin mining in the United States, which is arguably the home of Bitcoin mining in the entire world. As always, everything that you see here is for entertainment and education purposes only. This is not where you come for financial advice. If you're interested in partnering with us as a sponsor, you got to reach out. You've got to get yourself there to the Mining Disrupt Expo. This is a B2B. Yes, it is open to the general public. Anybody and everybody is more than welcome. We invite you to come and experience what Bitcoin mining is all about. But this is primarily a B2B. This is for businesses to interact with businesses. Have you heard of the fourth turning? We're going to be talking about that a little bit, but we're also going to be talking about something that I just kind of stumbled upon that I'm calling mini turnings or small turnings. I don't know. I haven't really figured out what I want to call it yet. But as far as I know, nobody else is talking about this, but we're going to start by going over the numbers. A new block was just found. We broke that 900,000 mark. We are at 900,065 blocks cruising along. And when did this all start? Ladies and gentlemen, the very first block was mined a little over 16 years ago, January 3rd, 2009. And that's going to tie directly into what we're talking about here soon. Currently, the Bitcoin price is 104,000. It dipped almost to 100,000, then it shot right back up. We're doing fine, but that means you will get less than 1,000 sats per US dollar right now, which is a bittersweet thing. So I kind of stumbled on something that seems really significant, actually. This right here was the tweet that made me go, wait a second, what's going on here? This is from Willy Woo. He says, "Who are the idiots," kind of quoting people, "who are the idiots that are selling when institutions and sovereigns are racing to buy billions in Bitcoin?" And it's a fair question. And he says, "This chart sheds light. The big whales, over 10,000 Bitcoin, have been selling since 2017. They're stupid. Most of those coins were bought between $0, very, very little, and $700 and held for 8 to 16 years. Now, keep in mind what he just said there. 8 to 16 years. And what is 16? A multiple of 8. Now, follow me here. If we go back about 8 years, and there's about a year or two play here, but if we go back about 8 years from where we're at right now, that's when Donald Trump was elected. And people went, whoa, hold on, wait a minute, you can do what in politics? Maybe I should pay attention to politics. And if you go back 8 years from 2016, you're right smack dab in the global financial crisis of 2008. When everything was bombing, when things were going bankrupt, when people were losing their minds thinking this is the end of the financial world, this might be the end of the world, what do we do? And if you go back about 8 years from there, what do you have? Anything big? Yeah, I guess there was something kind of big that happened that shook the entire world to its knees. And if we go back about 8 years from there, what do we have? Anything big that happened? Events around 1992. There was the Gulf War. That's pretty major. All right, the pattern's holding so far. What if we go back another 8 years? We've got Reagan's re-election landslide, invasion of Grenada, Chernobyl disaster, and early 80s recession recovery. All pretty big events. If we go back another 8 years, we've got the Watergate, Nixon, fall of Saigon, bicentennial celebration. That's a pretty big thing. And all of the 70s stuff happened a short time after 1971. And my argument here is that 1971, when Nixon took us off the gold standard, decoupled us, you can go to WTF, happened in 1971, that's when things started to accelerate. So what does that mean? Where does that put us in 8 years from now? And what does it mean for today? To start, I think what it means for today is that we are in a monetary change. Unlike 2016, when people started questioning politics and looking into politics and going, maybe I should pay attention to how people get elected and what this whole apparatus is, I think in the same vein, people are going, hey, wait a minute, maybe what I store my wealth in matters. People like Sonny Poe here saying, my peace of mind comes from Bitcoin in cold storage, not from being debt-free and slaving harder for printed dollars. I cannot explain it. I have never slept better. I think what's happening right now as of me recording this, but we're right smack dab in the middle of it. It's people waking up to how essential, how important, and what money is. Elon Musk went into the government and, well, ostensibly was there to fix spending, fix the budget, help things out, help streamline things like he's done in other avenues. Well, I think when he got into the mess of what government is, he realized it's unfixable. I am going up against a bureaucratic apparatus that is so big and clogged together, but it wants to be that way. If you go into a business, usually the people want the things to work more efficiently. They want it to be better, but government doesn't want that. It wants the mess. It wants the entanglements. It wants the bureaucracy, the red tape. It wants just the nightmarish bundle of crap that it is, because that's how it can justify printing more money to fuel the mess and make the mess even bigger, to print more money, to fuel them. It just goes and goes. And so the question is, where does that leave us in about 8 years from now? When would that be? When would that be? Would be anything big and important happening in about 8 years from now? Let's see, when would that be? Oh, that's, as far as I can tell, the most significant halving in the halvings of Bitcoin. That's when Bitcoin block rewards go from over a Bitcoin to under 1 Bitcoin. That is the biggest halving event to ever happen. That's when more than 99% of the Bitcoin has been mined. The last percent will be mined over about 100 years. I don't know what else happens around that time, but I am making the prediction right now that is a massive, massive monumental shift. Is that when more governments than not switch over to a Bitcoin standard and accept it as legal currency and want that over their own currency? I don't know. But the idea that many countries, if not the majority of countries around the world, dump their local currency in favor of Bitcoin doesn't seem all that far-fetched to me. Not in the least. Will that actually happen? I don't know. But what I can tell you is that right now, right today, June 9th, 2025, we have more companies wanting to adopt a Bitcoin treasury standard, keep that on their balance sheet, than ever before. We have a chain of restaurants, Shake and Steak, that is accepting Bitcoin as payment. This is happening really, really fast. And it's only going to get faster. So the idea that in 8 years, governments are using Bitcoin as their primary currency, I don't think that's all that far-fetched at all. I'll see you next week.